This is unacceptable! Right into your haterade!
Oh my goodness. What do you mean?
The man stood frozen, staring at the land that no longer belonged to him. His family's ranch, sold off by the very neighbors who were supposed to protect it, all while he was away serving his country. They thought he was powerless. But what none of them knew was that the army was about to arrive. And when it did, every house in that neighborhood would fall. The crowd gathered in silence, their eyes fixed on the man standing at the edge of the ranch. His boots pressed into the dry soil he had once watered with sweat and sacrifice. It was his land, every fence post, every broken board of the barn. Yet while he was deployed, risking his life overseas, the Homeowners Association had sold it without his knowledge. Papers signed in shadows, greed disguised as legality. Neighbors whispered, "He's gone too long. He won't return." But he had returned. The soldier, a black man with scars across his arms and quiet fire in his eyes, said nothing. He had no need to argue. His silence alone unsettled them. The same silence that had kept him alive in foreign deserts. The silence that carried the weight of every fallen brother he had buried. He looked at the ranch not with anger but with an ache deeper than words could hold. They had taken what he built, but they had also forgotten who he was. Before the war, this ranch was more than land. It was mornings filled with the smell of fresh hay, evenings of cicadas humming under fading skies. It was laughter around fire pits and the echo of his children's feet chasing each other across the yard. To him, the soil carried the voices of his ancestors, their resilience pressed deep into the earth. And then came deployment. The letters grew fewer, the nights longer. When he finally returned, still carrying the desert's dust in the folds of his uniform, he found the unimaginable. Strangers living in his home, the HOA claiming rights, neighbors avoiding his eyes. Conflict swelled not in raised voices but in quiet defiance. A woman stepped forward, holding out the deed as if it could erase his memory. "It was all done legally," she said coldly. "You left and rules are rules." Rules. He had followed rules his entire life. Rules of war, rules of honor, and now rules that stripped him of everything he had fought to protect. The onlookers shifted uncomfortably, but no one spoke for him. Silence weighed heavy, thicker than the summer heat. Yet behind his stillness lay something none of them could see. The army had not forgotten him. When word reached his command, men and women in uniform came, not with weapons, but with authority. Military trucks lined the streets. Officers unfolded documents, higher and stronger than any local signatures. The HOA's power crumbled in an instant. Their rules had no standing against federal law. One by one, the houses tied to the fraudulent sale were stripped back. Deeds reversed. Titles reclaimed. Every neighbor who had conspired to profit lost what they thought was untouchable. Justice did not roar. It simply arrived. The man never raised his voice. He never argued. He only spoke once, a line that stayed with everyone who heard it. "I fought for this country. I shouldn't have to fight for my own home." And as soldiers stood by his side, his dignity returned not through revenge, but through recognition. Another quote followed, softer but no less powerful. "Land can be stolen on paper, but honor cannot." The ranch was his again. Its fences scarred, its barn weathered, but its spirit unbroken. Neighbors who had once watched in silence now bowed their heads in shame. The man simply walked forward, touching the wooden frame of his old porch, breathing in the scent of dust and memory. In that moment, victory wasn't loud. It was quiet. It was justice unfolding in silence, with the weight of an entire army standing behind a single man's honor. The story spread beyond the ranch, beyond the neighborhood, beyond the town itself. People spoke not of the land lost, but of the lesson gained. Silent strength, unshakable dignity, and the truth that sacrifice should never be repaid with betrayal. And so it ended where it began, not with outrage, but with a simple truth carved into memory. Respect the ones who keep you safe, for one day they may be the only thing keeping you standing. This is not just his story. It is a reminder to honor the unseen battles carried home in silence and to stand with those who stand for us. Where are you watching this from? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if this story touched you, make sure to subscribe for more stories of strength, dignity, and justice.